Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I am back with another quick video. All right, y'all. Recently, Shakur Stevenson, he gave his thoughts on a potential fight between Terrence Crawford and Shawn Porter. And as y'all know, this is a fight I talk about a lot because I feel like it's a fight that needs to happen. I would love to see Shawn Porter in there with Terrence Crawford. I feel like Terrence Crawford, he needs to be in there with the top welterweight to really showcase his skills. And I feel like this is a great style matchup. It'll be a different look for Terrence Crawford, different look for Shawn Porter, definitely. To get him back in the mix and, potentially become a champion again. But, Shakur Stevenson, he gave his thoughts on the matchup, and he feels that Crawford's style is bad for Porter, which I agree with him on that. I definitely feel like if Terrence Crawford is pound for pound best, his style will give Shawn Porter all types of problems. And matter of fact, this is what he said right here. He said, I wouldn't say it's his toughest fight without seeing them fight each other yet, but Shawn Porter is a fighter that gives a lot of people problems, which I agree with. I feel like on paper, it looks like a tough fight, but it's still yet to be seen. We actually have to see it to see if Shawn Porter can execute these type of problems, put this type of pressure on a fighter like Terrence Crawford. We still have to see if Terrence Crawford can actually handle this type of style. He also said, in my opinion, styles make fights. Terrence style is really a bad style for Shawn Porter. Terrence Crawford is a sharpshooter who likes to box. Shawn Porter runs in, jumps in, he tries to be ugly. I don't think that's a good style matchup for Shawn Porter to fight Terrence. I mean, he's going to get some punches in, don't get me wrong, which that's another point there. Terrence Crawford, one thing I always said about him, he's a very precise puncher. He's very accurate. That's how he gets his power off for sure. He's not like this really, really heavy power puncher, but he's a very accurate puncher. He's a very sharp, he's a very sharp shooter, like Shakur Stevenson said, and that's how he gets his knockouts. That's how he's able to break guys down and really hurt them. And going into a fight with somebody like Shawn Porter, who likes to jump in and, put that pressure on you and be that dog, he's going to be open for a lot of these shots. We know Errol Spence, he was able to hit him with a lot of shots, but at the same time, the Errol Spence versus Shawn Porter fight, it was more of a toe-to-toe, blow-for-blow type of fight at times, more of a dog fight where it goes tit for tat at times, where a guy's going to hit you with certain shots, so it doesn't really take too much out of your system. You could take these blows because Errol Spence, he's going to come with maybe an uppercut, right hook, and then come back with two straight left hands or, a double jab. Being in the pocket, these type of shots are going to come. But for somebody like Shawn Porter running in against Terrence Crawford, who's not going to really be in that type of dog fight, who's going to be moving in angles, he's going to be firing shots that you don't see coming at times, especially if he's in his southpaw stance and Shawn Porter decides to bull rush in. He could get clocked up behind the ear or over the top of the head or, right on the chin by one of these accurate shots and get put down. I mean, it was evident when Adrian Broner was able to do this in the last round against Shawn Porter. When Adrian Broner let his hands go, this is what happens. That's what I'm saying. Like, if somebody lets their hands go like Terrence Crawford and he's pretty much a sharp shooter, he's going to be able to clock Shawn Porter with these type of shots if he can execute that type of game plan. Shawn Porter, let me see. Shakur Stevenson, he also said this. Shawn Porter, he is a real good fighter in a bad style. I hope they do fight. Terrence needs that kind of fight. And, I definitely have to agree with that right there. Shawn Porter, he's a really good fighter. He's a solid champion. He's fought the best. Everybody from Keith Thurman, Kell Brook, Errol Spence, Danny Garcia. You name him, he's fought him. You throw an opponent at him, he'll want him. He'll take him on. He doesn't matter who it is. Dennis Ugas, he was in a rough fight with a couple fights back. So yeah, Shawn Porter is he is a good fighter, and I feel like his style matchup is something that could really pose problems for Terrence Crawford, in my opinion. I do feel that way, but at the same time, it needs to be seen. It really does need to be seen. That's why I hope they do fight myself. I really do hope they fight. You can see other fighters, they want to see this fight. So it's something we got to get. It's something we got to get. If the Manny Pacquiao negotiations fall through, we really do need a fight between Terrence Crawford and Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter just activated his #1 contender status for the WBO belt. So let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. If Manny Spence, those fights can't happen right now, let's make this happen. If Dennis Ugas takes on Errol Spence for the unification fight, let this fight happen. It's a very good matchup. But like I said, stylistically, it's really a good fight where we would get to see Terrence at his best as far as his boxing skills, if he can execute everything that we feel like he can. But at the same time, you got a guy like Shawn Porter who can pressure fight and box, which can offset a lot of guys. You know, was able to offset guys like Dennis Ugas at times. You know, Dennis Ugas, he did very well against Shawn Porter, but there was still some moments where he came up short. You know, he wasn't able to fully capitalize and dominate Shawn Porter. I mean, he landed good shots in that fight, but he could still not beat Shawn Porter convincingly. But, you know, a guy like Terrence Crawford, we know, accurate puncher, not going to stay in the pocket too long. You know, he is a strong guy that can get a little he can get a little punch happy sometimes. You know, Terrence, he does like to exchange, but I feel like in a fight with Shawn Porter, he's going to want to go in there and, you know, execute good boxing. And like I said, that accuracy is no joke. And that's something that Shawn Porter is definitely going to have to be careful about going into a fight like that. He's going to have to use more educated pressure and take his time with those moments when he wants to really unleash the dog on Terrence Crawford. But yeah, man, it's definitely a good style matchup. Just want to give you my thoughts on what Shakur Stevenson said. It's pretty much what I feel like, you know, what I feel and what everybody else feels like right now. You know, they really want to see this fight take place. And on paper, we can say Crawford could outbox him. We could say Shawn Porter could make it ugly and make it a dog fight, but we need to see it happen. You know, that's why we need to see these great fights happen in boxing while these guys are in their prime. But yeah, that's all I got, guys. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think of this fight. How do you see it going between Crawford and Porter? Of course, I'm going to talk this fight up some more, man, because we got to make it happen. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.